Forget your troubles. Come on, get happy. We're going to break into Carl's house.
He's gonna love it.
Yay, breaking and entering for friendship.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. When the police show up, you go, it's okay. It's for a party.
Yeah.
It's for a party, so it's fine.
We're stealing all his stuff for a party.
It's fine. It's for a party.
Yeah. We killed him for a party.
It's a part of...
We're a party to murder.
Oh, God.
I actually end up sleeping in the next day. Leo tries to coax me to go along, but I mumble something about needing to finish my project.
So you don't even participate this time?
We're so bad. I half wonder if like they just didn't feel like writing
it again.
Even a gesture at the idea of Chase doing his project. So it's like, he slept and he's lazy.
Oh my gosh. So we just avoid the entire party arc this time.
No, not the party. It's that he wasn't going to help with because they're going to go shopping and everything first. Like all the other stuff, and he's like, "No, I need to do my project." But it sounds like he's also not going to do his project.
Yeah,
which is the excuse to not show up until the party. The next thing I know, it's an hour later, and the motel room is empty. I chastise myself for the late start I'm getting, and roll out of bed, skipping a shower, and instead gathering up all my equipment. He's going to be musky again. He's going to be a musk-type otter.
Well, maybe Leo likes that. It's okay.
I don't know if everyone else at the party's going to love it.
Yeah, happy birthday, Carl. Sorry I stink.
I decide to head to the old school, mostly out of convenience. It's less than a mile up Main Street.
Why? Oh, for his project. He is doing his project.
He's doing photographers.
Okay. Just caught me off guard that he was actually doing it.
Yeah, I know, it's the scariest thing he could do. It's broken down and vandalized to hell, which looks great through the camera. Not great for property values. The original Echo School was built back in the early 1900s, but it was torn down and rebuilt in the 50s. That's the building I'm looking at now. Apparently all grades were combined into this one building, which was sectioned off by 3 floors. Echo Elementary, Echo Junior High, and Echo High. Is that 3 floors? I don't believe you.
It's kind of a toss-up, because you look at the size of the door, and it could be 3 floors.
It looks like, but it definitely looks like 2 floors.
The way the windows are sectioned off would make it weird, because you'd have a floor that would cut off the windows on the left side.
Unless we're supposed to think that the one floor's getting the bottom half of windows on the left or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the part that's weird. But, which would mean that the next floor up has the windows on the ground.
They just had this photo already as a background before they fleshed out the Echo High lore.
Or maybe just that's like a gymnasium. I don't know.
Man, being in one building for 12 years.
That sounds horrible, because all you're doing is just moving up 1 floor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you graduated. Up 1 floor.
Wow. But it's like not even every year. It's every 4 or 6 years.
And you need to walk
floors.
up the stairs, yeah.
After 1980, there were too few students to keep it functional, and they started busing everyone to Peyton instead, closing Echo School down. It's a 2-story brick schoolhouse with a basement and about 30 rooms inside.
There we go. So it's a base. So the kids are in the basement? You put all the kids in the basement?
You think that you would, instead of closing the whole school down, you think you would just make it stop being a high school? Like you would like shut down one of the thirds or something and like have those people bus out to a different school? Like a normal school, basically. Like it would just be one of the categories. I remember my parents saying that after it closed down, it was a rite of passage to sneak into the school at night and graffiti up the walls. Basically, everyone drew a pentagram.
Or an anarchy symbol, or a dick, or a swastika if you're like that kid, you know?
I set the camera up to get a few shots of the outside of the school, making sure to emphasize the graffiti on the front and avoid the white soccer goal. Apparently, Echo was still putting the field to use. The windows are foggy, and though there are dozens of squares of glass missing, it's pitch black inside. Was the soccer field not matching your narrative? Like, isn't it cool to see the juxtaposition of like stuff that's currently in use versus total ruins, like 5 feet apart from each other?
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like the weirdness of going to like European cities and having like these ancient buildings and then like a Starbucks.
That. As a person that's been to Europe, I can vouch for that's really weird. To have like a McDonald's Yeah, like a Tower of Pisa, and it's like McDonald's, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
This Burger King's in a castle.
Oh
really
no!
earned the title.
I was gonna say the catchphrase for Burger King, but I can't even remember what it is. Have it your way. That's like a hell old one. It's not even the one I guarantee it's not the one they still use.
Yeah.
I don't know what their catchphrase is.
All I can think about.
What's McDonald's? I don't even know what McDonald's is.
It's probably
Loving
not it anymore.
it.
That's like high school. I don't know. I don't see commercials. Commercials aren't in my life anymore.
They're not really in my life anymore either.
No.
And like I said, I don't eat fast food very often at all, so I don't remember.
I now primarily associate Burger King with like, oh, I'm supposed to fuck this burger.
What? Why do you do that?
I'm not providing context for that one. I'm just
just leaving it hanging, huh?
You probably have seen it before, but I'll remind you later. But it's too long to explain. Everyone guess. I calculated my mind.
Why does Keith want to fuck a burger, everyone?
No, it's not. I'm not the character.
Is it a sexy burger?
Stop looking at me like I'm just some piece of meat, was the ad. I calculated in my mind how long I'll be speaking over this portion of the footage, realizing that it probably won't be longer than 10 or 15 seconds. I feel a little flare of annoyance at the thought of how much I'm putting into this and how little I'm getting out. Yeah.
If you enjoyed what you were doing, maybe you'd care more.
I'm just thinking, like, I make video essays, like, every individual, if you make a joke for a video essay, if you spend, like, half an hour in GIMP editing a fucking image as a joke, it will be on the screen for 3 seconds. In, like, an hour-long video. So you just, like, you do not want to think about how much time you're putting into it. You do not want to, like, while you're preparing assets, you don't want to think about how long they're going to be useful for and stuff. That's just, you'll lose your mind.
I have the same thought when I'm working at my
and then no one will see
job,
it because they're just listening to the video.
And then I think of how little money I'm making for the hard work I'm doing. And I think the same thing about when I'm writing my 4th essay of the week for a 1-unit class. I'm like, fuck this teacher. Am I right? But no, there's a lot of things in life that are just like this.
Just crushing inept
A lot
time
of work
use.
for very little payoff. But now you do what you do.
Oh, you didn't see my funny visual gag because you're washing the dishes?
Yeah, you have your headphones on, you're not even watching the visuals.
Although my favorite dumb gag is the, in one of my videos, I kept adding furry books to the shelves every few minutes of the script. And people are like, wow, that one book suddenly materialized. I'm like, bro, that's been happening the whole time. I did that like 12 times.
See,
you didn't notice any of them.
But you can know which books caught people's eye. Because apparently if they ignored all the other ones, but the one that has like the sexy, like, golden retriever on the front, like, oh, I noticed that one. It's like, oh, I got you. That's the one you like.
It's like a transformation sequence where at the beginning of the video, it's just a normal bookshelf full of the spines of books, and by the end, it's just plastered in furry art. And like everyone clocks into it at a different time. And a lot of people seem to notice it once, ever. And I'm like, dude, it was happening the entire video. How did you not notice that? It's really startling to look at one solid frame that's just the same camera angle, and then suddenly, boom, something appears. Like, that's really noticeable if you're looking at the screen. So it shows how little people do.
Yeah.
I feel a little flare. Blah, blah. I wonder if this is really the kind of thing I want to be doing. And not for the first time. Generally did a number on you.
Dude, just get your own fucking interest, Chase. Figure, what do you want to do with your life? What do you like? What are your hobbies even?
No, Chase, stop. Don't ask Samuel. Answer the question, answer the question, Chase.
Chase turns to us. He's like, Keith, Stephanie, what are my interests? It's like, I don't fucking know.
I want to go back and be toxic with Leo. No, Chase, no.
That's not a hobby, no.
I think one of my favorite comments, though, was the people were like, maybe Leo and Chase should date each other for everyone else's protection.
Just to cancel each other out.
Yeah, just contain each other.
Take each other out of the dating pool.
Mutually assured destruction. After about half an hour of trying different angles, I finally straighten up, wiping my forehead. The sun is up to the point of warming the top of my head, and I know that within a half hour I'll be burning up. I start packing up my camera when I feel a different sensation on the top of my head. A slight pressure and a prickle. The feeling that I'm being watched.
I thought someone was teabagging him.
While he's standing?
Very, very tall man.
I'm your furry godmother. I look back up at the school building. It's quiet, broken and stoic, like it has been for the past few decades. Still, my eyes are drawn to the second floor, specifically to the window on the far right. I stare hard at it, narrowing my eyes. Behind the glass, in the dark room, something curves out from the right side of the window. It's a lighter color, and it stands out in stark contrast against the black of the rest of the windows. It could be anything, really, but as I stare at it, I get the same vibes from it I do from Carl's horns. I stare at it, waiting to see if it moves, morbidly imagining a face peering around the corner at any moment. Picturing Carl suddenly jumping out to stare at me from the window is kind of funny. But also creepy, because I can't imagine what he'd be doing up there. The hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and I look around, kind of hoping that someone might be nearby. It's deserted, of course. My only company being the sun-baked road and dried sagebrush. I turn my attention back to that spot next to the window, half expecting the maybe a horn to be gone. It's still there, though, not having shifted at all from when I first spotted it. I shift the strap of my camera bag onto my shoulder and stand up straight before moving a little closer to the building, next to the doors for a better look. Maybe it's a handle or something. Maybe it's the handle of an old watering can. Maybe for a class project forgotten long ago.
Maybe it's a lunchbox with a clue in it for a treasure hunt.
That would really change the lore of this story.
That would really fuck everything up.
If it was here in other timelines. I shrug off the feeling and turn to leave.
Ooh, spooky options.
I choose the.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Because I'm a centrist. Something itches in the back of my brain. I look back at the door and I can tell right away that there isn't anything holding it shut. At least not on the outside. Maybe I could get a few shots of what's in there. I walk slowly up the door, a thin piece of plywood, definitely not what was here originally. A small, tin, no trespassing sign hangs from it, almost completely rusted through. I give the door a tentative push and it instantly gives way, sliding noisily across the concrete ground. Inside, there's a staircase right in front of me. To the left and right, there were wide, darkened hallways. I'm just crossing over the threshold when I realize what I'm doing. Even if I did get some good footage, it would have been from breaking into the place illegally.
Dude, your school's not gonna narc on you.
I got permission from, Flynn. From the government.
Yeah, the government.
Yeah.
He's scary, look at him. I see a lot of videos where people go into abandoned places because just my interests, I guess. But
yeah,
they
but
never.
They're not usually allowed to go there.
Yeah, but they don't get in trouble. So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it's often anonymous anyway.
No, not the ones I watched.
I think Dan might get permission.
Not for all of them.
I don't know. Dan Bell might be high enough profile that he might need these might be sanctioned projects at this point, because they know where he lives. I just think about how in the Jenny Nicholson video about the stolen animatronic from that defunct thing, Bubsy or Buzzy or something.
Yeah.
They stole him. They stole his hands. When it got reported for missing, the police showed up at the house of the last person that filmed in that place. They track him down.
But to be fair, Disney's fucking scary.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of whether or not they deem it worth the effort to deal with these people. But if something does go down in any way, they will go after you, and it was illegal to do it. It's just a lot of things are illegal, ever driving faster, and it doesn't always get punished unless they feel like it.
Yeah. I went and explored an abandoned water park turned skate area graffiti heaven once. And it was I had to go under the barbed wire. And I was like, I wonder how in trouble I can get for this. I did like debate with myself. I mean, like I was like gonna do it. I was not gonna not do it. It was super sick. But I was like, what kind of asshole cop would really like arrest me for this? Like, I'm just looking at art. Like, go fuck yourself. But I mean, they definitely could. It's just
because I think you're one of the people tagging everything,
dude.
How dare you?
I mean, who cares at this point? It's like it's abandoned. Like if I want to draw a Stussy on something, you know,
it's one of those things where half the reason it's illegal is just because technically it's land that somebody owns, and they just like if they cover their ass by saying you're not allowed to be in there, then you can't come after them for hurting yourself in the place that you were not allowed in.
You know,
I think that's like half of it is liability.
One of the ones that surprised me the most was I went up to the top of the Eiffel Tower. There is so much graffiti on every banister, on every rail.
Yeah.
There's Sharpie on every inch of that Eiffel Tower.
High traffic.
Yeah, but it's like that seems like one of those things they would like fuck you up for. You know, it's the Eiffel Tower. Like that's a national icon. I think it just
quickly becomes a losing war.
I think that,
like trying to fight bird shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, we'll just pressure wash it every now and then.
Yeah, I think they should paint every once in a while. Paint it over, but it's like too hard to catch every person because there's just a ton of people up there. But I was just impressed. I was like, wow, like that's kind of ballsy, I think. But
horrible visual. Oh no.
Of what?
Just imagining being in Paris and you just like you feel this weird like a mist, like a drizzle. Like it's lightly raining, and then you look up and they're like fucking pressure washing the Eiffel Tower bird shit.
Oh, you're like
how do you contain that if you do try to clean it that way? Like
you can't really.
It's just gonna go all over the town.
I mean, but it's so high up that there's no way. I feel like it wouldn't even reach you. By the time it gets down to you, it's just a part of the air.
No,
it's dissipated so far. There was that one lady that went and fucked the Eiffel Tower, and I don't know
what does that mean.
There's a woman who's famous for being in love with the Eiffel Tower. She has that.
I mean, like
she
gonna need a lot of
took
practice.
her underwear off and rubbed up against it. Like she fucked it. In the
I thought she was just gonna climb all the way up.
No, I was gonna say in the only way you really can, because there's not gonna be a point that is narrow enough to not kill a person.
Like she's not a macro, she can't make that work.
Yeah, she's not macro, and she's not like one of those crazy furries with the elastic assholes. Like she's just a person,
just normal sized furry, just consumes the Eiffel Tower. Somebody help me get off. I stuck down here. Sinks all the way to the bottom. Can't get back up. Guess I live here now.
Yeah. But no, she's just down there fucking it, and she didn't get caught.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure people wouldn't recognize it. Like, this lady's just being weird. Like, it doesn't cross their brain as being like, you know, lewd behavior. But she rubbed her junk all over the Eiffel Tower.
For me, the weirder part isn't that she was doing that, which is already weird, but it's the fact that like everyone knowing about it implies that she like made a point to spread the news about it. Like she was like she's like an exhibitionist about it. Yeah. She wanted you to specifically know.
It was filmed. I've seen it.
Which also makes it seem less ingenuous.
No. She has a long.
She has like a fucking press circuit going for it.
She saved money to go there because she wanted to fuck it. She has certain objects she likes to fuck, and she goes and visits them. And that was one of the ones she saved up a lot of money, and it was like a documentary on it. Like it was a genuine. Like I believe it. I saw it with my own eyes. It's a documentary,
which are famously true.
This one, I believe it. She's still doing it. She still goes every once in a while and visits her boyfriend, the Eiffel Tower.
Because it makes her the main character for a while, and she gets a lot of positive attention.
I don't think she's filmed her reoccurring visits. She just goes. So keep your eyes out. If you know
she keeps doing it, then some kind of attention's happening because it's reaching you and you don't know her.
That's true. I'd like to think I know her.
The internet's just full of so many.
As I look off
characters.
into the distance, like,
yeah,
I understand.
If only Echo could ever get Stephanie to look like listfully like that.
I'm just kidding.
Like the Eiffel Tower lady has captured something in her heart that these visual novels can never accomplish.
I mean, not really. I mean, no offense to Eiffel Tower lady, but I'm not that enraptured. I'm just kidding.
You know what? I learned something today.
What did you learn?
No. I'd basically be filming a crime for a school project. Remember when that was the topic?
How the Eiffel Tower looks like a dick? That's what I learned today.
No one has ever thought about that before.
I know, right? Except for this one lady.
The floor creaks above my head, and I realize just how stupid this is. I turn back, around, making sure to shut the rickety door behind me fully before I start back towards the road. It was a dumb idea, sure, and I've come up with a lot of stupid ideas.
Yes, you have.
But for some reason I can't shake the feeling that that had been especially weird. I'm at the end of the road when I remember the horn at the window. I don't turn around.
So he didn't go check it out.
No, but I think the point there was just the fact that, like, Sam has, like, compelled him. And then he's like, huh, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, we got to see a stormtrooper have the Jedi mind trick fade out, like 10 minutes later, and he's like, what was I doing? The fuck?
Like, why am I motivated to be in here?
They told me the jet would give me the jitters.
I have also heard this. So, how do you even know that he's here?
Jenna eyes Leo as we make our way up the walk to Carl's house. As I'm looking up the mansion, I think of how you imagine a lot of things being bigger when you're younger. Not Carl's house. I always forget how big it is, and then I see it again. Even kids from Peyton wanted to hang out with Carl because of it. Wow, even the Peyton kids with their big, rich, normal suburban houses.
Cool kids.
It's depressing that from his perspective, the Peyton kids were like, wow, even they want to hang out with Carl? Because, like, from Chase's perspective, Peyton kids are comparable to Carl, but obviously not. There's a huge leap. And, like, Peyton kids are way closer to Chase's level than Carl's, like, Nightmare Mansion, like, on income level.
Yeah, that shows you, like, in scope how the word left my brain. Wow, that was weird. Am I possessed?
Like magnanimous? Like, what were you going for?
Maybe, but then I second guessed.
That's not right.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's not right.
The magnitude of his income?
Perhaps.
Of his stature?
It just shows the scope through which, like, Carl's fucking rich. Yeah. That's what I'm fucking trying to say. Carl's fucking rich.
No more $5 words. Not enough coffee today. Carl is here like 95% of the time. Besides, how would he get around without his parents? Jenna doesn't say anything as TJ bounds up to the door and rings the doorbell while balancing a cake against his chest.
Like right up against his chest, like it's pressed up against his chest.
Just squeezed
just
in.
Squished.
There's just a TJ's chest-shaped shaped cake.
Is this not how you hold the cake?
Like the sad Spider-Verse cake. It's just fucking like, happy birthday, Carl. And it's just like shaped like TJ's tits and it just says, I'm into you now. Like it spells something completely different.
Yeah, the letters are all mixed around.
Everything's so old-fashioned here. TJ seems to have cheered up since the incident a few days back. That is what time do. At least that's what he's been putting out so far. TJ is the master of forgetting tragedies such as Flynn's murder.
TJ goes, what?
Who? Lizards are real? Somehow it's hard to tell with TJ. We wait a while, but there's no answer. Jenna looks pointedly at Leo, who pointedly ignores her. He's probably asleep.
And how do we wake him up?
It's a rude sandstorm.
Just blasting
Just
it
through every window at once. He's gonna think that he's having he's gonna think that he's having a shining moment. Just a full-on day-night possession nightmare. Weird hiccup. Ugh. I want to ask where Flynn's at, but even mentioning his name around TJ seems risky. He's looking up at a window to the right of the door, about 10 feet off the ground. You know, if I boost you up, you'll be able to reach.
Are you kidding me?
I love how much, like, we've done this so many times now that even the characters in universe, despite not knowing that, are, like, fast-tracking the logic of how to quickly just get in the house. Like, immediately we're like, I think Didn't Jenna wasn't it Jenna's idea to boost first, or at least she at least had to find the weird ground well first?
Well, that's the thing is confusing because originally it was like, oh, go down there, and then she's like, oh, I can't open this window.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I can boost up, and she's like, okay, I'll do it because I'm
just
agile.
The more times we do this, the more the characters are themselves are trying to fast track it. Like, oh my god, this scene again.
Like, oh, I feel like I've done this a million times.
Yeah, I get it. Janice pees a lot. It's fine.
Janice likes to pee outside.
That's the inciting incident of all of Echo. It's not Sydney. It's Janice peeing on the side of the road on Samuel's grave, and that pissed off the ghosts. Ooh.
Oh my gosh! What if it was Samuel's grave?
I shift the bag of presents I'm holding, glancing down at the red tissue paper on top. So, what did I get, Carl? Leo doesn't seem to notice me, continuing to frown at Jenna. You got him a shitty horn band for cool macho.
No, you got one with the college logo on it that makes him feel shitty about himself. You got him the one that makes him feel bad.
I thought of 12 incorrect things. Oh, right, it is college too.
It's college, yeah. It's the one from the college you dropped out of.
Yeah, it was already iffy because it was like an athletic horn band thing that Carl wouldn't like, so it's a bad gift already, but then it specifically reminds him
that he dropped out of
college. So it's like, Leo, what did you do? No!
It's a shame gift.
Just get him a big dick anime girl. That's what he's into.
Yeah, duh.
That's all you have to do.
Duh, it was an easy...
Yeah, you just had to get him the dick gun that TJ didn't recognize. He'd think it's hilarious.
Yeah, go get him a blow-up doll and the dick gun, just tie it together. Make Carl's fucking life. He would never leave the house again.
Leo doesn't seem to notice me, continuing to frown at Jenna. How else are we going to wake him up?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe by sending him a text in advance to have him meet us somewhere, rather than just going to his house completely unannounced?
Wow. Surprise parties are bad.
They're always bad forever.
They're all bad. Leo huffs, and I can see his face getting red under his fur. Jenna has a fair point, but I still feel bad for the wolf. I mean, he usually is here, isn't he? Let's not fight, guys. It's supposed to be a party. TJ's genuinely disappointed voice seems to put a pause to the tense mood, and Jenna sighs before looking up at the window.
I guess I could try.
Great. Leo hops down off the deck, but at this moment, a big, rusty truck pulls into the driveway of Carl's house. It's Flynn's, and next to him in the passenger seat is an unconscious-looking ram.
This is a new one.
The hell?
Yeah. The hell?
It's funny how somehow Carl's situation changes every route. He's in a different
he's
spot.
Very variable.
In one of them he was kidnapped. This is the second time Carl wasn't in the house, despite everyone being sure he is, and us even thinking he would be, because we woke up with him in the house on the Carl route. And we're like, ew, people?
Yeah, that one was like, I don't want to answer the door.
But I was about to say, you want to know how to wake Carl up, just have Flynn lay into the horn. It's way louder than knocking on the door, but that whole logic got cut off by Carl being here, apparently.
So I forgot there was a truck even there, so I wouldn't have thought about that.
Flynn parks before slowly and quietly opening the door. Flynn, what the hell are you doing? Leo whisper yells as he walks up to the truck, glancing over at Carl, who's leaned back in the seat with his mouth hanging open. Even from here, I can hear him snoring. Hey, Wolf. If you still want to be a surprise, you'll shut up. What the hell are you doing? Flynn rolls his eyes. We went to the reservation. What? Why? Because it's something we do sometimes?
Oh, cute.
We hold hands the whole time?
Yeah,
cup each other's balls?
I mean, isn't that normal? There's a couple guys, hanging out,
yeah.
Right? Like friends do that, right? Right?
In each other's laps because they're not gay.
Right?
I texted you that we were going to surprise him. Yeah, and that's why I'm here. Flynn rubs the back of his scaly head. Just a little late is all. Started winning more than I usually do, so Carl and I stuck around for a little longer.
See, for a second, I was like, do they mean casino? Or I was, because, like, you know, the reservation, but I also was like, a wildlife reservation? My brain was like, maybe they went to go look at some storks. Like,
I was wondering what they were up to in the reservation.
I mean, yeah, because I knew it was a toss-up because, yeah, sometimes you call it like a wildlife reserve. And I was like, my heart was like, that's romantic. They went to their reservation together. But then I was like, oh, wait, they probably just mean fucking gambling. You were gambling? Of course, because that's all the reservation is good for, huh?
Whoa!
Oh yeah, because she's Native.
Flynn holds up his
American.
hands defensively. I mean, I think they want you to gamble there, though.
It's a very complicated situation.
Yeah. What's with all of you? Flynn's eyes settle on me, and for some reason I feel my heart give a little jump. Chase! What the hell crawled up everyone's ass? I feel like the answer should be obvious, but if Flynn's trying to get things at least somewhat close to normality, then I'm fully behind him. You know how Leo is. His way or the highway. Leo shoots a glare at me, but I grin at him, trying to lighten the jab. We're all friends here, right, guys? I'm trying to be TJ2 right now, because you guys are all fucking up. Let's all have an argument in front of Carl, then everyone gets what they want. Right, no one gets what they want, except Carl, who doesn't get a surprise birthday party.
Which he didn't want anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe that is him getting what he wants.
That's basically a victory. Oh, is everyone just arguing again? Okay, this is normal. This is way less stressful than if you guys had thrown me a surprise birthday party, but who would do that?
Woo, yeah, I'm glad that wasn't what was happening.
I had a nightmare where people threw me a surprise birthday party instead of just arguing like normal. I sense TJ back behind me, separate from our group. I really wish I knew what he's thinking right now. Leo lets out a tiny growl before turning back to Flynn. I feel like you could have at least told us. Flynn sighs and glances back at the ram sleeping in the truck. Well, why don't you guys go inside so this whole surprise thing isn't as weird? It's locked. Flynn walks over to Carl's side before turning to us. Going through the back. There's a key under the doormat. Okay, it's sweet that you know that, but you shouldn't just tell everyone how to break into Carl's house.
Carl's like, damn it, I have to fucking change where I put that key now.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think Carl's parents want everyone to know about the key under the doormat of their mansion.
Yeah, probably not.
Also, under the doormat, guys? Come on.
Like, come on.
Like, once upon a time, we did have a secret outdoor key, but it was in, like, a magnetic, like, key holder thing that was hidden somewhere in the backyard in a mysterious location that, like, not, like, under the doormat or a flower pot by the door or whatever. Like, you had to, like, go on a little adventure to go get it if you didn't have your key.
There's a, you ever seen Dial M for Murder, the Hitchcock movie?
No.
I watched it again recently.
I don't think I've seen a single Hitchcock movie.
You've never seen Psycho?
Oh, I've seen Psycho.
There you go.
It took me I saw Psycho recently. It took a long time to even see Psycho.
You silly. But
I watch movies with friends, and most of my friends are boring. So, like, let's watch Captain America again.
It depends on who you ask. I'm sure someone out there is like, I don't want to watch a black and white movie. Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's like, it's up to you and Toaster to catch me up on Hereditary and shit.
I fucking love Hereditary.
It's like, I watch normie movies with people all day, and then fucking I go to Midwest Fur Fest and we watch Hereditary. I'm like, that's sure a day.
That sounds like a great combination.
What a combination of things. That day I watched Hereditary, and I waited in line for 3 hours to get a badge. That was a weird day.
I only bring up Dial M for Murder because there's like, I really recommend it. Even it holds up really well in terms of like a cat and mouse. There's a murder committed, obviously, in the title, and it's like someone trying to frame someone else for it, but like the detective's trying to find out who really did it, and we as the audience know who really did it. I'm not going to say anything else because it spoils things. But there's a huge contingent aspect about a key and basically having to know where the key is to let yourself into the house because somebody had gone in without breaking in. And it's like it is the crux of the entire movie is the fact that certain people might know where this key is, but other people would not. And it is actually very riveting. It holds up immensely well.
I think the big Hitchcock movie I keep wanting to watch, I think it's Hitchcock, is the one with the murder gaze. They like killed somebody and the body's like inside the ottoman or something. And, like, it's framed to look like it's all being done in one shot or something, so they couldn't force him to edit out any of the parts that are just explicitly queer and stuff, because it would compromise the artistic nature of the whole thing and so on he was getting away this around the censor. It's like, so it comes up a lot in like Hays Code discussions and stuff.
So you said by murder gaze you meant GAYS and not GAZE.
No, yeah, I mean the gaze what murder.
See, for me for a second I was like, are you talking about? I was like, you're talking about Rear Window?
I also need to watch Some Like I think it's called Some Like It Hot.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
You should watch Tootsie.
Tootsie.
You talk about like basically like queer affirming films.
Yeah,
Tootsie's a great one.
It's too many movies.
I know a lot.
I don't even watch a movie a week.
I watch probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
but it's just because I put them on while I'm doing my homework and stuff. So
I need like the social context. Otherwise, I'm like, I have all this stuff to work on. I gotta do the stuff.
I can do it while I'm doing other stuff. This last week, okay, so I watched Hot Fuzz again. I watched Robin Hood Men in Tights again, just because I watched like a documentary on poverty. I watched another one on lead paint. Like I just watch stuff all day. I'm just absorbing information.
Yeah, No, I can't. This is just YouTube for me.
Listen to a podcast about the history of exercise this morning while I was at work. Like I'm just like
for me, movies are for paying attention to, so I can't like they're never a background thing. That's just what I'm doing if I'm doing it.
Well, I can do both, but I can tell if a movie's good if I can't do anything else. Every once in a while, a movie will show up, and I'm like, oh shit, this is really good, and I'll stop what I'm doing because I'll be like, okay, this. Yeah. But the thing is it's hard to sift through movies to know what's going to be good. So I test them out by putting them on, and I'll half pay attention. But if it catches my attention enough, then I'll know it's a good movie, and I'll just watch the whole thing.
Mm. Oh, this is from the key discussion. I was like, I was trying to trace it back.
Yeah,
we're in the danger zone a little bit. I'm like, wait, literally, how did we get to movies?
Oh, I could have told you.
But we even had additional security because we had one key hidden somewhere in the backyard, but that would only unlock the side door to the garage, and then there was another key hidden in the garage that you then had to use to get into the house. So it was like actively hard to break in via finding keys. So all these people that I always hear about in movies, I'm like, do people do this in real life? You just had a fucking key under your mat? It's the first place someone would check. Like anyone could just break in.
Or like in movies where people have the key to their car in the window.
Yeah, like in the first level of Resident Evil 6.
The sun visor.
The visor has the key to the car in it. And you're
I'm
like,
who
what?
the fuck would do that?
What did you do?
My grandma used to leave her key in the car, but she always said, she's like, I want someone to steal my car because I hate it and insurance to buy me another one. So she was just hoping someone would be ballsy enough to like open it up and steal her car.
Please.
She's like, I hate this car. I want it replaced. I wanted someone to steal it. I'm like, Grandma.
We get into position in front of the door. TJ's a little more enthusiastic, hiding against the wall to the left of the door, a party popper in his hand.
What kind of party popper? Ooh.
TJ's feeling adventurous today.
You mean VHS cleaner?
TJ's gonna have some blood pressure issues in a second. I hear a soft clopping. That word is so damaged these days. Oh, you can't. I know it's like every time that Carl walks, you use the word clopping in this game. But clopping means something on the internet. You can't do that. It's ruined.
If I just was a normal person, I could hear that word and not think about anything. How nice is that?
If you were normal, we wouldn't even be talking right now.
Ew, gross. Cringe. Normal.
I hear a soft clopping around with a low murmur. Oh yeah, just like that. Plop, plop. Of Carl's voice.
Did I hear poppers?
The door swings open. Imagine just having your feet loudly announce your presence all the time like that.
That's how it's like wearing heels.
Frustrating. Yeah.
It is frustrating. I hate it. Dude, I just want to put it behind me and not...
Surprise! Carl stands there, frozen as strings of confetti drape across his horns. When I heard the dunk, I thought that Carl
got shot.
I thought Carl decked him.
Oh,
I thought Carl just jump scare, just fucking just punches TJ right in the face.
That would be the best ending of this surprise party thing.
It would be so tragic for TJ, but it would be such a funny outcome. Stop startling people. Don't do that.
Don't do this.
It's like he's like the least violent person, and he just fucking decks him. But instead, it's just a really sad visual of him just saying, he just stands there completely frozen. It's like a comic page where you just, panel after panel is just the same copy pasted photo, but then the confetti slowly just gets added to the photo, just lazily drops on them as he doesn't move at all. For a moment, it goes completely silent, and we all stare back at him. Finally, TJ giggles. Oops, I didn't mean to get it all in your horns. Blep. TJ goes about picking the confetti off of Carl's head, his hesitant movements making it obvious how hard he's trying to avoid touching the horns.
What?
Carl finally breaks the awkward silence as he continues to stare at all of us, pushing TJ's hands away to pull the confetti off of himself.
Don't fucking touch me.
It's not even his birthday. Like, this doesn't... It'd be so much work to, like, even work back the logic in your mind of what's happening to you right now.
But what's wrong? What happened?
Damn, this is like a sad song that would play in Echo.
Well, I wonder if he's gonna be... I wonder if he's touched right now. Maybe this is the one timeline where he's, like, emotionally touched that he did this.
I'm not used to piano as much in Echo. I always associate with that Astra, because that's, like, just... I like how that's like kind of becomes the cohesive identity of the entire soundtrack, is how piano heavy it is. It's fun. Leo steps forward, a clearly forced smile on his face. Your birthday. Happy early birthday. We blew it. None of us said happy birthday. We just exploded something at you and then said surprise. We're very good. Why didn't they yell happy birthday as a group? That makes it less confusing.
See, poor Carl probably thought he was getting shot at. Like, that's what I'm saying.
He hasn't moved.
He's fucking
Look at him.
scared to death.
Look how long he's not even slightly changed.
Dude. He's so startled.
It's like turning into one of those music videos where everything's happening in fast forward, but one person's just standing completely still in the middle. Carl continues to stare. Flynn steps up to his side and puts an arm around his shoulder. Yeah, you know, there isn't much to do around here, so we had to come up with something.
But a birthday party for me? It's not for another month.
Be happy, Carl. It's probably the last birthday party you'll ever get.
Cause you're gonna die?
What is that?
Cause you're gonna
What
die?
the fuck do you mean by that?
Why would you just say that to someone?
Whoa.
On their fake birthday of all
This
days?
is the last birthday you'll ever get.
It's his last birthday party, but still, that sounds the most. That's fucking ominous. Hey, we're throwing you an early birthday because it's gonna be the last one you'll get. Like,
that is grim,
dude.
Like, I think we're operating under the assumption that you don't have birthday parties as an adult or something.
Yeah, you fucking do. Fuck
but
off.
Like, yeah, like you can.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Like, what does he mean by that? It sounds like a threat.
Yeah, this is the fucking last party you're gonna fucking get.
Carl opens his muzzle, then snaps it shut. His long ears twitching around.
Carl, this is basically just a party. Your birthday is just an excuse to have it.
A very poor excuse. Oh, come on, Jenna. We got you gifts and everything.
No, what Jenna's saying is reassuring. Like, it's actually, that'd make me feel better if I was Carl. Like, okay, good, it's just a party.
I wish she was this understanding in Carl's route.
Yeah.
She's like, you little bitch, how dare you? We're all doing this for you, and you're just being a pouty little baby.
Yeah,
like,
Jenna
oh my
can
god, Jenna.
Jenna's kind of a bitch sometimes.
I'm still... That might be one of the rougher, like, writing moments, potentially, in the entire game. And I'm not like, dead set on this, but like, I'm still puzzled by Jenna's behavior in that scene. Just because I'm not entirely sure it matches her behavior everywhere else that well. Like, she was so severe and unempathetic in that scene, and I'm like... I
find Jenna to be the least consistent character.
Yeah.
She throws me off the most. Because I don't mean consistent, like, okay, when I say consistent, like, okay, like Flynn is a little tsundere, so he has, like, his him being sappy, but then him being a jerk is technically not consistent, but it's consistent for his character. Like that is him all the time.
Yeah, Flint's
Janice
super
doesn't
consistent.
make sense to me sometimes because
she's simultaneously got this Ice Queen thing going on, and she's also like supposedly like the caretaker of the group, but like the mom sometimes.
But she's also likes to be a goof and like joke around and play pranks sometimes.
Yeah, prank masters.
She's kind of tricky to pin down.
She sometimes has the Greg energy of being a prankster, but she's sometimes and has this whole history of Leo there. But she's the most like acidic, like roughest person sometimes. And she means it on like a very sincere, calculated level, as opposed to when other characters are like abrasive and they're just being emotional and dumb. But then also, she's also like, I think one of the first things we're told about her is that she's basically like this kind of caretaker, mom of the group type person. Like she's kind of like the empathetic person, and it comes through a lot with TJ. But then there's scenes with other characters where you're like, why is she acting this way? But it's like
she's really smart some of the time. Like she's emotionally intelligent some of the time, and she's really emotionally unintelligent some of the time.
There was a when in that scene with Carl, it's like, am I supposed to think that she just resents Carl this much that she is this quick to be mad at him for being like, because he's the burnout character that she like. Because he's the one that gets everything for free and has an easy life and then doesn't do anything with it, and she's the one that has to work her ass off to scrape out of the hell that she was in. So there's like reasons to resent Carl there, but they are supposedly still friends, and she's nice to Carl in other parts of other routes. So I'm just like trying to get a read on why she behaved that way. And like in our case, it was one of the first things we played. So I was like, is this like the Silent Hill element? Like, is this the whatever go? Like, we were trying to figure out the rules for Echo, and we had just had the weird like Duke scene in that moment. So I'm like, is this Jenna out of character? And to this day, I still am not sure how to interpret Jenna on the second floor of that deck. Whether or not I should think she gets possessed later in this route. So is this Hum influence? Is she already like feeling the influence of the character that's going to possess her and hates Carl's family? Or I don't know how to read that scene. There's not enough signals, and it happens early enough that you don't have a super clear idea of how she would normally behave to contrast it with.
See, I could hang out with each one of these people, even fucking asshole Chase, who I probably would secretly just not like, but like, because like, but like every one of these people, despite them being somewhat difficult, I could deal with. Even Flynn, like I could be friends with Flynn because I'm used to dealing with people who are difficult like that sometimes. Jenna would scare me in real life, and like I'm not like trying to generalize, but like sometimes like some girls sometimes are a little harder for me to read, and that's a part of it where I'm like I can't put my finger on Jenna. And then there's something else that like scares me, because every once in a while, like when I'm like my brain
Jenna's very
is
back and forth.
breaking.
There's like moments where it's like, oh wow, it's like they put Stephanie in this game, and then other moments like, I'm so sorry I said that.
Well, okay, that makes me feel better, because I get every once in a while when I'm feeling like mentally ill, I'm like, am I not consistent? I was asking my friend, I was like, am I consistent? Like sometimes I feel like I'm not the same person, and she was like, no, you're consistent. Like everyone has their ups and downs, but like you're consistent. But I'm worried about
you're consistent
being Jenna.
You're always apologizing.
That part's true. That part's true. But it's like, it's like everyone has their little wavelengths, and I understand after you know people, like their wavelengths. Like this is still typical for somebody even if they're having an off day. But Jenna's fucking all over the fucking place, and I just hope I'm never Jenna. I hope I'm just Jenna when Jenna's cool. Not Jenna when Jenna's crazy.
Jenna when she wins at carnival games.
I'll be that Jenna.
And like has sex with anime.
I'll be that Jenna. I'll be the Jenna that fucks the zebra man.
I'll be Jenna for you. Leo nods at me, and I take that as my cue to lift my bag into the air, grinning sheepishly. Is it because I'm a ram?
Don't call me sheepishly. I hate that word. I mean, it was Leo's birthday last month.
So what? You want to just re-gift everything to him?
Maybe, depends on what I got.
Yeah. Flynn gives a hard tug of one of Carl's horns, and he swats at Flynn's hand with more annoyance than I'm used to seeing him have. And cake! TJ raises the cake into the air. Flynn leans against Carl, pointing at it. See? Red velvet. Your favorite. Red velvet tastes like trash.
Damn.
It's not good.
Okay.
It's not, like, right?
So I don't like, first of all, I don't like cake.
It's a gimmick.
I like Cake the band, but not Cake the food. But I would like to say cream cheese frosting
crouched at the starting line
is amazingly better than buttercream. I fucking hate buttercream. Buttercream can go fucking die. I hate buttercream. Cream cheese frosting is dope as hell. So I honestly would rather have red velvet because of the frosting than any other kind of cake. But cheesecake is where it's at because there's even more cheese in cheesecake than in cream cheese frosting. There's a lot of cheese in cheesecake, which is why cheesecake is the best.
It's the cheese content.
It is
primarily.
the highest amount of cheese of all the cakes.
It's even in the name.
Yes.
It's half of the name.
Yes.
There has to be a lot of cheese in it.
There is. I've made
Just
it.
like how, like a red panda. It's like a panda.
But red, because it's in the name.
It's half a panda, obviously.
It's half red, half panda.
That's how names work.
50% C, 50% weed.
We're silently thankful that Flynn's trying this hard to not let Carl freak out. I think we're all a little taken aback with how much he's resisting. Why? Carl's shoulders droop a bit at the sight of the cake, though.
Where are your plates?
Jenna's over at the cupboards, opening a few and looking inside.
This kitchen is huge. Second one over.
At that point, we've managed to shake off the awkward haze we're in and start moving to the table. So, you got the whole day planned out for you. We didn't consult you on whether or not.
Yeah?
Carl stands at the end of the table, one hand on a chair as he watches all of us. While I knew Carl wouldn't really be into the idea of a party, I didn't think it'd be this bad. I wonder if his anxiety has gotten worse since the incident at the university. We're going out to eat later, and then a movie. You thought you might want to see the new Luce Lobo film, you know? Lucha Lobo, yeah. Luce. Carl's hands go up to pull the beanie tighter over his head.
Well, as long as you don't tell the waiters that it's my birthday.
That's even worse.
Dude, remember when Chevy's was still around and you get a sombrero and they come over and make a big obnoxious scene at your table?
Yep, I was a victim of that several times. Yay.
To be honest, I'm kind of a ham, so I'm just like, he, sing for me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, they're even bringing it up. Kind of.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Quick tangent. My grandmother was kind of crazy, and so every time we went to Disneyland, she'd make us lie and say it was our birthday so we can get that little pin that says it's your fucking birthday, and we'd all have to rotate whose birthday it was. And so everywhere you'd go, people would tell you happy birthday. And the reason she wanted us to get the happy birthday pins is because back in the day, if you were wearing one and you went down to the tortilla factory at California Adventure, you'd get a free stack of tortillas. And my grandma just wanted the free tortillas.
Why didn't she just keep the pin?
I think she did. I think after a while she started realizing that.
Why does she need more pins?
Well, no. After she started,
do they take them?
Well, no, they don't. But I think she wanted the attention of going in there and telling them it's her birthday every time. Because she started doing it herself after we stopped wanting to do it. Because we got old enough to be like, Grandma, stop making us lie.
Ew.
And so my grandma started lying, and so she had a bunch of pins with her name on it. And so
she's lying about it being her birthday in one place to then lie in a different place that it's her birthday.
Yeah, well, you have to go to the office in the front.
Chain reaction.
I know where to go to lie about your birthday. You go to the front office. As soon as you go to Disneyland, you take a left, and there's a little hall, and you get a phone call from Mickey Mouse or Goofy or whoever. You get to talk on the phone. It's a fake call. It's recorded, obviously, and they give you a pin, and that's really cute when you're 5, but it's not cute when you're, in your 60s. And then she'd go down to the tortilla factory, and she'd hold the pin up to the people working and be like, "It's my birthday," so she'd get the free sack of tortillas. She used to make me steal free samples, and I still have nightmares about it. I have trauma, guys.
Steal free samples feels contradictory.
She's like, take more. My grandma, no, it's one per. She's like the kind of person that'd make me go take more candy off the porch of a Halloween house that left their thing out. That was like, take one piece of candy, and me being an honest kid was like, no, Grandma, don't make me take more candy.
No, No, Grandma, don't make me take more candy.
She just go up and grab it herself and put it into her purse.
Just shuffle it all in.
Oh my gosh. It gave me a flashback just then. I just had an aneurysm.
This is the same one that would like move your furniture?
She's the one that would move my furniture and the same one that stole a piece of cake from a birthday party that wasn't related to her.
I think life goals is just to not be remembered this way.
She's...
Don't be this person.
She'd break into my house and move my furniture.
Don't be the person whose primary legacy is being a series of distressing stories.
We couldn't leave the key under the mat. She'd get in. She's the person that would find the key under the mat. But yeah, anyways. Oh yeah, isn't that place by the theater where they basically force you to wear one of those cone hats? Yep, and I swear to God, if one of them gets all touchy with my horns trying to put it on...
Oh, because you have to try to get it all around his head, because it's like it's the birthday hat with a little elastic band that goes
he's
around
an
his
adult,
neck.
just hand him the fucking hat. Be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Wear it or not.
Put cake in the end of it and put it over his face like a feeding trough. What? You'll blow pot smoke at him? That's his Pokemon attack. I think it's kind of fun. That's his average response to every stimulus.
He's a good sport.
TJ's struggling to pull the elastic dome off the cake. Leo reaches out to help him, but it pops free at that moment and takes a large glob of frosting off the side of the cake. Ah! Good one, Tej. We can give that piece to Carl so he can stay on his diet. Thanks, Flynn.
Isn't it his fake birthday, Flynn?
Flynn puts air quotes around the word diet. You feed him.
Yeah, but to be fair, he does try to feed him fish, which is probably good to be on if you're on a diet.
An awkward silence follows. One that Flynn clearly notices, and I see him sulk in response. You fuck up. Why do you like this? Carl coughs.
I didn't have breakfast, so this should be fine.
Red velvet cake for breakfast.
I mean, I don't think that's... They sell those pancakes at IHOP. Like, where's the line? They said red velvet pancakes.
This is the moment where Stephanie felt personally attacked. I'll have cake for breakfast. You can't stop me.
I mean, I won't, because I eat hash browns and eggs for breakfast. Yeah. But I'm just saying, there's not much of a line.
For breakfast, I ate an entire swan made of fondant.
That sounds awful. Fondant's also gross. Fondant, buttercream frosting, right out. Both of those.
I like the texture of fondant.
It's fun to play with.
It's like fondant does not actually taste good. It's weirdly entertaining to eat.
I used to watch Cake Boss when I was a kid. Do you remember Cake Boss? It's like they make sculptures out of cake, right? Mm. But the thing, it gets to the point where it's like, is this even a cake anymore? Because they're putting like structural aspects to it, like PVC
stuff,
pipe,
and like stuff you can't eat.
And then they use Rice Krispie treats a lot because it has structure to it, and they put fondant on top. And I'm like, where is the cake part of this cake? Like, you're cheating. You're cheating.
Yeah, like cake is a specific material that is not in this, seemingly. Now we're just talking about the artistic genre of cake. Leo claps his paws together. While we're having cake, why don't we start opening your presents, huh? Carl grabs the bag and unceremoniously dumps it out onto the table. He goes through them, giving an obligatory thanks while he finds out who gave it to him. I see my gift for the first time along with Carl. It's a horn band in black and orange. University of Pueblo colors. We used to make fun of the jocks that wore them at Pueblo.
Thanks. Just say it was a joke gift.
You're so fucked, Chase. You just have to immediately throw Leo under the bus and say, yeah, I wasn't there.
My very good friend just graduated from Cal Berkeley after being there for like ever. And so I got him a fucking Berkeley hat. Because it's not as if A, he obviously already has one. B, he's sick of seeing those. Yeah. So I got him a fucking Berkeley hat, even though he's not going to be going there anymore. He was not going to be going there anymore. So I was like, haha, here's your hat.
It's bad.
But I got him a good gift too. That's the difference. I got him a funny gift, and then I got him a good gift.
Even he's thinking, he's like, he looks at me as if I'm trying to figure out if I'm joking or not, and I can only offer a pained smile in response.
Just say, haha, isn't that funny? My real gift is that I'm buying your dinner tonight.
This is the most genius part of the entire Carl route, is just setting up Carl's horrifying surprise birthday and just the 500 reasons why it's painful. And like, Chase finding out what he got Carl while he opens it is just awful. It's like, well, this is for the public record, this is my fault, but I didn't know. And I'm just stuck with this now. It's only now that I'm feeling guilty for not getting him the present myself. I'll get him another one on his real birthday.
Yeah, just say that.
Flynn steps forward at that point. It was mine. Something I got from the reservation. Flynn reaches into his pocket and pulls out something small and hidden in his hand. When Carl sees it, his eyes widen.
Oh, wow.
Looks like a rectangular piece of metal with 2 points sticking out of the top. It's not until Carl pushes a thumb against one of the horns that it pops open and I realize it's a lighter. Now you won't look like a total loser when you get blazed. Carl gives Flynn a small smile before flicking the lighter on, before snapping it shut.
I don't even, I don't smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't smoke joints very often. That's not my type of doing this. But even I think Zippo lighters are really fucking cool. I've always wanted a Zippo just so I can play with it and pretend like I'm a gangster. I'm just
have a
flicking
decorated, crazy JoJo's lighter.
Yeah, it makes that cool sound. You're like, tick, 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 you know? I've always wanted to buy one of those just for fun because they're just cool. Thanks, man.
Don't worry about it. Store owner actually gave me a discount. They still remembered me from all the smokes I used to buy there. You went all the way to the reservation for that?
Cigarettes are untaxed on the reservation. Another thing it's useful for, huh, Flynn?
Wow, Jenna.
You're missing the point, Jenna.
A chill descends over the room again, after it had just warmed up. I went over to the casino. The cigarettes were just...
Mm-hmm.
Flynn stops and frowns, looking confused and hurt. At this point, I start to feel myself wanting to stick up for him. I mean, yeah, this is completely unrelated to any of his transgressions this week. You're just introducing a fight here.
To avoid getting into, that back and forth, that debate, I'd probably just say, well, it's obvious that Carl enjoys his gift, so it was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
That's the point of all this.
The rest of the party is stiff and uncomfortable as Flynn stews in the corner. Finally, Leo stands up and tells us to get out of the car. Get out to the car. Leo gives Flynn a look, and I can tell he's going to confront him on something. Quietly, I linger towards the door and listen as the rest of us head out. Oh, so now I just can't say anything to him, huh? Flynn. The look on Leo's face is deadly. His eyes are narrowed, eyes flat against his head, teeth bared.
Oh, man.
While we're doing the combat music. Flynn's initial indignation cools and he backs up. You promised me that you wouldn't fuck this up. You said you wouldn't cause any problems. I was fucking trying to make things better. Can you read the fucking room? No one wanted you to say anything to him. What, so I'm just gonna let things stay like this for the whole week? Well, that's kind of your fault, isn't it? I'm trying to be nice to him. And did you see Jenna? She's not fucking helping. You know how TJ is. Just leave him alone. He's a fucking adult. He's not some little kid you have to protect. That's why it's been years that little shit hasn't manned up enough to say what actually happened.
Okay, that was going good up until that.
Yep.
Flynn was correct up until that.
Leo's hackles flare. See? That's what this is about. You only want another chance at him. Leo's looking at Flynn with pure disgust on his face. Sounds like you think I just want to fuck him.
Where'd that come from?
I wouldn't put it past you, slut. Wow. Well, Flynn's enjoying that. He successfully redirected the conversation. Flynn leans back with a smirk. That I'm not the only one with ulterior... that I'm not the only one with ulterior motives, eh? Flynn's eyes flick to me. Leo doesn't even say anything in response, instead just letting out a rough snarl. Flynn only flinches a little, but doesn't move, just folding his arms, staring hard at the wolf. I don't want to see you talking to him again this week. If you do, I'll shove your fat tail so far up your ass it'll break off and you have to grow a new one. that should have... Buy me a drink for...
See, that's cute.
Chase, get out of the car. I jump as Leo snaps his head in my direction. I'm torn about this. I don't feel like Flynn did anything wrong in trying to talk to TJ. I don't remember him trying to talk to TJ, do you?
Well, I was kind of thrown off by that too. What started this fight? It just got really intense all of a sudden. But I don't know if I just like zoned out for a second and I missed it, or like, what the fuck did he say to TJ?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I
just remember Leo was saying, tell them to get out to the car.
Yeah, like the timing here is confusing if we're responding...
Can you go back? Can we see?
Like if we're responding to yesterday's convenience store, then this is a weirdly timed fight.
This is a really weirdly timed fight.
So I'm just like, I don't...
Did we miss something? Get out to the car, and then why did it get all?
The only interaction between TJ and Flynn that I can think of is the time that TJ kind of hid behind us during the fight outside, but that was like...
That wasn't related.
That was
to TJ,
Jenna
though.
and Leo arguing with Flynn somewhat unnecessarily, and still, I don't think Flynn has talked to TJ since saying 2 words and getting cut off at the convenience store. Like technically, he didn't even get to say anything even then. So for all we knew, he could have tried apologizing, but Jenna literally didn't even give him a chance to say anything whatsoever. So I feel like I missed something here. Like, what are they fighting about?
What was that? Like, go out to the car.
Maybe it's implied that he tried to talk to them at some point during the montage moment where we skipped ahead, but you think that you'd show that.
Well, no, okay. What happened between tells us to get out to the car, and then what was said?
Like this whole thing's been entirely focused around Carl.
No, Leo says get out to the car. Okay, yeah. So confused and hurt. Blah, blah, blah. The party's boring. Leo tells him to get out of the car. But Leo gives Flynn a look, and I can tell he's going to confront him on something.
Yeah.
So he just confronts him. I was going to say that they didn't talk.
Yeah, I don't remember Flynn ever actually talking to TJ. Let us know in the comments 2 months from now or something, and we'll totally remember this question.
Leo just gets up and starts getting, like, fucking mad.
Yeah, I feel like this should have been prompted by something obvious in the scene, but I don't remember what it was. Because the whole scene's about Carl's scenario, which is kind of irrelevant to the core of the drama right now, so I don't know.
Well, Leo didn't even start with like, hey, we gotta talk about something before we go. Like,
yeah.
He just gets mad.
No, I'm thrown right now. I'm torn about this. I don't feel like Flynn did anything wrong in trying to talk to TJ, but I don't know when he did. But if what Leo suspects is true, I think I need to... Alright, cool. Leo punches the door frame on his way out, swinging the door shut with a smash. Flynn retains his position against the back of the couch, his arms folded, coolly chewing on his toothpick. We both listen to the sound of Leo's truck starting up before it fades as they pull out.
So...
Oh, they left?
They left us.
I don't think that was a clear thing about what Chase was going for either.
Well, he just says, well, I guess I've got to... But then Leo didn't let him finish. What if Chase was like, I gotta pee first?
Yeah, this is not good communication across the board right now.
Like, there are gaps in this. Because, yeah, it's like, I think I need to... ... And I think Leo's like, oh, you need to talk to Flynn, I guess. But honestly, Chase could have said fucking anything. Oh, I think I gotta wash my hands first. Oh, I think I gotta sit in the front seat.
I think I gotta side with Flynn here. Who knows? Yeah,
like a way to I've honestly in this one, they're all kind of being a dick to Chase. Chase didn't say 2 fucking words.
This whole group's really aggro right now.
They're really aggro. I think
this is one of those moments. It reminds me of like moments where something else is not going well, so everyone's like on edge and quick to snap about stupid things. It's like there's this uncomfortable background element of like everybody here fucked up with this birthday party thing, and now they're just gonna fight about something else.
You know, I guess
it's like when a vacation's being stressful.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is what this entire game is.
I was reading one of my books on animal psychology, and you know, like cats just fucking attack people for no reason sometimes.
Yeah,
it's because they do that because they're not
they have unrelated
smartest.
stressors or something.
If they see something that makes them mad, like if they see a cat out the window and they get pissed about it, they'll turn around and just attack somebody because they can't make they just know they're mad. They don't know why. Like,
yeah.
I just thought that was very funny, and I wanted to share that with you all because they have this like retained anger that just sits in their brain. So they'll just like get fucking pissed about nothing because they just know they're mad. They actually don't even remember why they're exactly mad. They just get fucking weirdly aggro for no reason. It's just sitting there in their brain until it's ready to jump out at you.
That's why I wouldn't want to pet Marty's cat anymore. I'm like, fuck you, Whiskey. Last time you drew blood, I didn't do anything. I don't want to play with you anymore.
It's like, oh, you wore that yellow shirt that one time. I
grudge.
I'm mad about it for no reason. I want to know, Flynn, so if you pull your tail, does it like come off? Like, can you like use it for stuff? Like, are you a lizard that drops its tail? Like, is that going to be a thing we can do?
Shed tails?
No, they don't. But he's got feathers on his head. He's already defying logic.
Yeah, but it's more traumatic for a humanoid lizard to shed their tail already.
Well, I want to know if because he was like, "Oh, buy me a drink first." I'm like, "Can you take his tail off and fuck himself with it? Like, how long would it take his tail to grow back?" I don't know.
That does not sound like a good time. It does not sound like a good solution at all. Do not recommend.
Probably not.
Also, I don't think he needs to break it off to do that.
I guess not.
There's plenty of art probably of him specifically doing that.
You're right. You're right.
I look over at the leftover cake on the table, wondering if I should clean up, just to give myself something to do. The glob of cream stuck to the side of the plastic dome gives me a jolt of genuine sadness at the mess this whole get-together has turned into. It's like a metaphor for the week, haha. Flynn, meanwhile, retains his slouched sulking. Finally, the pressure is too much, and I feel a need to say something. So... As if that's his cue, Flynn turns on a heel and stalks out of the door. Hey! Well, attempts have been made. I almost wonder if there's going to be... We'll see if it happens again or not. But it'd be interesting if this was like an artistic choice in that we're going to see people get mad at Flynn and we're not going to understand why. And it'll be like a glimpse at the inside of his head or something where he doesn't like fully process the results of his own actions and why people are mad at him or something. If it happened more, then we'd be like, huh, they're doing something. But if it doesn't happen more, I'd be like, I'm not sure what happened in that scene. I'm not sure what that was.
I think there just might be some weird disconnect.
Yeah.
That
the comments would be like, you guys in your 40 minutes of tangents, you just forgot about the TJ scene. Are you talking about your grandma?
Oh.
See you guys next time.
Adios.